Thanks for joining me, Tom. You've kindly agreed to take a few moments out of your day to talk about your experience working with me in the Untapped Performance Project. We agreed to work together, Tom, to help you consistently reach the levels of performance that you knew were there for yourself, both in and out of work. So just take us back. Before that first session, what was going on in Tom's world in relation to your habits, access and peak performance, and your health and your relationships?
Yeah, so I'm a professional in the workplace, so I'm very busy in work, but outside of work, married with two young children with a interest and a focus on health and well-being.
Hmm.
So I like to go to the gym, I like to jog, walk, but I'm busy with my children. So I kind of try and find time where I can, but I struggle to stay consistent week on week.
Yeah, definitely busy man, especially when you add in the children to the mix and the full-time job, it can become
Yeah.
really hard for that. So what was the moment that you realized it was potentially time for a bit of a change of course?
I was looking to upskill really in different areas of my life and just have a little look to see if I could improve performance and
Yeah.
what might or might not be holding me back.
So what encouraged you to take action then and work with a coach like myself?
Yeah, I've got an interest in personal development and growth. I like to think I'm interested in operating at a high level in life, both in and outside of work.
Yeah.
I have enrolled on a few group courses in the past with a focus on health and well-being and performance and goal setting. But I
Right.
was really interested to take that to the next level and work more on a one-to-one basis with a qualified coach.
Perfect. Yeah, and we worked together through the first three phases of the Untapped Performance Project, and that is interrupt, reframe, and rebuild. So, what stood out to you during those processes?
Yeah, it was interesting with your approach, which is okay, let's just take a break from alcohol for a month,
Mhm.
and then we'll have a look at all these different areas of your life and just see if we can work on those together in terms of improving maybe efficiency and performance, whether that's your sleep, whether it's your nutrition,
Yeah.
whether it's your exercise, whether it's how you turn up in the office. So it was a particular focus on upskilling and performance, really.
Yeah, definitely. So the idea is right to kind of optimize performance, and one of the mechanisms that is kind of tried and tested to do that is to take a tactical break from alcohol, right?
Tactical break, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and were there any particular tools or conversations that I introduced to you that kind of shifted your mindset?
I really enjoyed the session that we did on the science around alcohol.
Yeah.
I think that brought a level of awareness and education that most of us aren't really familiar with.
Mm.
So ran through the science there and the impacts, the costs and perceived benefits and impacts around physical health and mental health. I found that really informative. And then we also did a session that I really enjoyed on identity and values, which is all about understanding who you want to be as a person and what are your core values, and then living in accordance with those values uh, was really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And that kind of echoes the sentiments of a few others who have gone through the program, Tom, right? You
Mm.
need to have that awareness of what's actually happening behind the scenes when you are, drinking alcohol and how it's impacting your performance. But then again, it's to step aside and realize how maybe incongruent some of your actions are and some of your behaviors are in terms of who you want to be as a person and working out what your own personal values are both now and in the future.
Yeah,
Um,
it's almost an opportunity to sort of pause and reflect in life and have a bit of a deep dive into your habits and behaviors and just see how you can improve. And I always think if you can just upskill and improve by 5% across lots of different areas, suddenly this can be quite transformative.
yeah. Well, there's that James Clear's book Atomic Habits. It's the 1% every day, and he's got that kind of bell curve that goes up. And I forget the statistic at the end of the year, but
Mm,
1% every day is really impactful, and you can achieve a lot in that time.
mm.
Brilliant. So, how does it feel for you not to rely on willpower anymore when choosing whether or not to drink or not, if that is the case?
Yeah, it's I've sort of created this life with yourself where the focus really is on all the wins and the positives, whether that's getting a good night's sleep, operating with sort of clarity and calmness, hitting your daily and weekly goals around exercise and nutrition.
Mm,
So the focus really isn't about a drink or not anymore. Not that that's a problem. It's more about optimizing health and well-being and performance,
yeah.
and sort of moving forwards with a focus, a new focus, really.
Yeah. And when you scale it all back, right, it is essentially simple. And it's doing the things that you should be doing on a consistent basis, which are going to have the
Yeah,
most positive changes.
yeah,
It's not sexy to sell that, but it works, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So speaking of changes, what have you noticed in yourself since we started working together?
The big one for me, Paul, is consistency, really. We can all we can all operate at a high level for a week or two,
Yeah.
but it's how you do that week on week, month on month through the year. Um, so, so really, I'm operating now with clarity, with more energy, with confidence. I'm sleeping well. I'm hitting my daily and weekly goals. I've got non-negotiables. And I'm operating in accordance and align with the values that we discussed throughout the course.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all sort of fell into place really.
Perfect. Love to hear that. And in terms of maybe some tangible items there, how has work, family, or your kind of health and fitness improved in that time?
Well, in terms of fitness, I'm sort of consistently going out for my jogs when I have a plan at the start of the week. I like to hit a couple of jogs a week,
Yeah.
couple of strength training sessions. I'm keen to sleep well through the week. Waking up with energy on the front foot, taking that into the workplace with confidence and clarity and calmness, as I say. Uh, Relationships with the children are good. So there's no negatives really. It's all positives, and the course has just given me a little insight into how we should be operating, in middle age. Really,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a drag. We shouldn't be tired. We shouldn't be lethargic.
No, we don't need to be. And you mentioned three C's there: confidence, clarity, and calmness. And you've also mentioned consistency
Yeah.
all throughout this conversation. So the four C's, that might be something that I take into speaking with new clients about. I like that a lot. Um, if you were to describe the kind of transformation or the journey that you've been on in one sentence, how would you sum that up?
I'd say that I'm now consistently hitting my daily and weekly goals, which over time, week on week, is building resilience and growth for me personally and professionally.
Hmm, love that answer, Tom. And when I followed the kind of similar process about 5 years ago now, I found that one of the kind of biggest unexpected wins for me um, was how much my memory improved by taking that break from alcohol. And it really became my edge in work, which then allowed me to perform at my best, right? Did you experience any kind of similar or unexpected wins at all?
Yeah, and I might be repeating myself slightly, but definitely that sort of clarity of mind, the confidence that starts to build in being consistent day on day, week on week. Uh, the energy levels are consistent from morning to night. So it's back to that consistency word, really, Paul.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said before, right, that's what is the foundation for peak performance. You do the things that you need to do on a consistent basis. That's how
yeah,
anyone gets to the top
yeah,
of their career or athletes. They
yeah,
do the things that need to be done on a regular basis to the best of their ability.
yeah.
So yeah, completely understand that.
And it
Okay.
creates this, just on the last point, it creates this
Yeah.
positive mindset, this almost like front foot forward. So, you're proactive and you're positive
Yeah.
most of the time. Not all of the time, most of the time. And I
Oh,
think that's really important.
100%. And listen, there's going to be the natural rhythms of life when you're kind
Yeah,
of have your ups and downs. But I
yeah,
think, yeah, that positivity on a daily basis means that you're able to kind of tackle life's ups and downs
Yeah,
and challenges with a much better kind of baseline.
yeah.
I definitely noticed that as well. And what would you say to other high performing men and maybe sober, curious men who are watching this at the moment and thinking, I'm considering working with a coach, but might be unsure if this is the kind of the right fit for them?
Yeah, I'd say if you're interested in personal development and optimizing your performance, both inside and outside of the workplace, then there's nothing to lose as far as I'm concerned by enrolling on the course.
Perfect. Nice one, Tom. And then we've completed stage one of the Untapped Performance Project. What would you tell your past self if you could send a message back in time to Tom before he began?
Yeah, this is a bit tongue in cheek, but don't be a sheep, don't and be prepared to question societal norms,
Hmm.
and we all believed the earth was flat once until that long held
Some still
belief
do.
was wrong. Yeah, so it's all about being open-minded, being prepared to have a growth mind, and being prepared to evolve and change for peak performance.
Perfect. And finally, what does life look like for you now and the kind of immediate future?
Yeah, I've got lots of daily and weekly goals and targets. There's some structure in place. I have some non-negotiables, but it's all positive, really. And I'm really looking forward to building on this consistency. I've got a lot of awareness now, knowledge and understanding about habits and behaviors. I'm really excited about the future and just building on this growth, really.
Brilliant. And the two things I've taken from our conversation, Tom, have been consistency and positivity. Do you have any kind of final thoughts or reflections on the work that we've done together?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you, really, Paul. I really enjoyed the course. It was informative, it was educational, it was engaging, and it was clear that your skill set is at the high level needed for one-to-one coaching.
Thank you.
It's not something I've done before, but it's certainly something I will do again, and hopefully we'll work together in the future.
Well, thanks, Tom. From my perspective, you've absolutely nailed stage one and going through the interrupt, reframe, and rebuild phases of the Untapped Performance Project. And I've no doubt that as the consistency builds, great things are on the horizon for you and your family. So really appreciate you joining me for this video, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.